Alright guys, let me give you an update on week 3 of the Pantry Challenge. For this week, I tried to document some of the foods that we were eating so that you could see what we were actually using up within the Pantry Challenge. And also, well, I'll show you later on, Keith did a grocery haul so you can see some of the things that he purchased this week in order to keep our weekly budget reduced. So that'll be later on in the video. But basically at the start of this week, for breakfast we did egg and cheese omelet. For lunch we did Toscano soup and chicken quesadillas. For dinner we did spaghetti squash with a shrimp tapenade and then a side salad using the kale from the garden. And then to add to that we did some eggplant meatballs. And on Tuesday we did egg and jalapeno bake. I don't have a video of that, but basically it was kind of just using up leftovers that we had from, Keith made some jalapeno breakfast bites, and there were just extra jalapenos, so we kind of just threw all the jalapenos in with some egg and kind of threw it in and baked it in the oven. It was really, really good. And for lunch we did a vegetable soup, just using different things from the pantry. Whether it was freeze-dried or from the freezer, just pulling out anything because I think we were on our last batch of vegetable soup in the freezer. For dinner, I don't think I showed this when we were doing the freezer tour and the pantry tour, but in the kitchen I had a turkey that was defrosting. So Keith went ahead and made a big turkey with a big side of sweet mashed potatoes, beans and garlic, some Nana's cranberry sauce, and we also did a side of eggplant sausage. So Nana's cranberry sauce was secret ingredients that we used because that cranberry sauce has been sitting in the freezer I think for over a year. It could have been 2021 Thanksgiving that we had that in the freezer. Wednesday for breakfast we just did a real simple easy oatmeal with milk, and then we used up a little bit of freeze-dried bananas that were in the pantry. That was delicious. And then for lunch we pulled out a vegetable chili, threw in some tortilla chips and homemade salsa on the side. And then for dinner it was all leftovers. It was some of the turkey, mashed sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, and again the kale salad. The next morning we did those jalapeno breakfast bites. And then for lunch, because we had done the turkey from the night before, we made a huge batch of the turkey soup, and we had it for lunch, and then we froze some to put some soups into the freezer. Then for dinner, I unexpectedly had to go out of town for a funeral, but Keith was able to go ahead and continue with some of the Pantry Challenge clean-out stuff. So he did stuffed peppers, buffalo chicken, jalapenos, and then whatever's left over with a little bit of the tapenade. We still had some of that. Then for breakfast the next morning he did jalapeno breakfast poppers. Then for lunch it was again the same as the previous dinner, the stuffed peppers, buffalo chicken, jalapenos, and the leftover tapenade. Then for dinner he just kept it real simple and did pasta. On Saturday we had pre-made breakfast wraps in the freezer, so Keith did a breakfast wrap. He made some egg rolls for lunch, and then pasta again for dinner. Then on Sunday, I came home Saturday night, so on Sunday morning we did breakfast wraps, and for lunch we did quesadillas that were in the freezer. So we haven't gotten to dinner yet, but so that's basically what we did for the Pantry Challenge this week. I'll also pop in a quick update on what Keith did for his grocery haul so you can see how much money we've been spending this week with the Pantry Challenge.
So here's a look at what we picked up this week at the grocery store. A couple of snacks, a little bit of milk, some ahi tuna steaks, some deli meat, bacon, which we haven't had bacon in a while in this house, some cheeses, CVS, we ended up getting the Colgate there. Those were like 40 cents a piece after using some coupons. English muffins worked out to, or not English muffins, the bagels ended up working out to be somewhere around, I think it was $1.25 a package. The real killers this week was the coffee, the eggs, and then we were low on the seltzer waters, sparkling waters, and the drinks. So that all total came out to $69.42. But for next week, since we bought certain items, we'll have about $7, I think it is, in quote-unquote free money to use toward groceries. So that'll help definitely next week when we go to buy stuff.
So anyways, thanks everybody for watching this week's Pantry Update.